I heard you wanna chat with your girl, chat with your girl, chat with your girl, chat. Business and beauty, come and confess how you make your money and say yes to the gas.
Oh my gosh, hey guys, it is Patrick Star. Today I'm so nervous. I'm so excited because today our guest is all of you. I thought about this like the other week and I was like, oh my gosh, like, should we have our fans, our listeners, our audience submit questions to me? And I feel like you have all been so loyal. You guys have been loving it. We've gotten an amazing response of a lot of DMs with voice notes and videos submitting questions to me to answer to all of you. And a lot of you have been so inspired by my personal journey. And as a person that deals with imposter syndrome, I was like, do people want to even listen to me anymore? Because I've been on social media now for like 8 years. And I was like, you know what? That's why I wanted to do the podcast, because I wanted to highlight other people's journey and other people's success apart from mine. And also, personally, I wanted to hear about other people's way of sustaining success too, because being a social media influencer with everything that it comes with, it's very hard. And how do we keep going? How do we stay inspired? And that's why I was like, I want to have other influencers, I want to have entrepreneurs on my podcast so I too can learn, and also you guys can learn along with me. And yes, if you guys didn't know, YAS, Say Yas to the Guest, stands for you are successful. But also, sorry, I'm not looking at the camera because I'm so used to looking at our guests. We do have a video version of this. So if you guys are listening and want to get into the visuals and see all the beauty and glamour that is Patrick Star and the guests, you guys can go to youtube.com/say yes to the guest. And we've uploaded everything. Our most popular video, by the way, is Jenny69 of all people because people love her. We have Jackie, we have Patrick Todd, we have Jen Atkin, we have V. Neal, Oscar award winning makeup artist. And I'm really proud of the page and the episodes produced by my producer Dezavel here. And I feel like we've created magic and inspired you. So follow us on Instagram at Say Yes to the Guest. Feel free to DM us and send us voice questions or videos. I'd love to see your face. And number 2, subscribe to us on YouTube so you guys can get into the visuals. We have like a little set here in my studio where we record some, and some we've done virtually. So if you guys want to get into the gigoramas of it all, be sure to follow us there as well on YouTube and Instagram. Oh, and also TikTok. We have a TikTok too. So yeah, without further ado, let's go into our questions.
Hi Patrick, my name is Allie, and I really want to know, where does your drive come from that got you to the person that you are today? I also want to know, how do you stay strong in tough times, and how do you embrace who you are? I love you so much.
Oh, I love Allie. Allie, thank you so much for your questions, and I love seeing you. Thank you for doing that. Shout out to you, Allie, for submitting our first ever question onto Yes to the Guest. Where does my drive come from? I think is proving people wrong. I'm a Scorpio, and I think being so different and having been bullied growing up, I remember having a spitball just hit me in the side of my head in middle school. And I just felt so low in middle school. And then I joined marching band. And ever since high school, I remembered I got my drive off of other people and working together. I loved group projects growing up. I loved being in marching band. I love having a team. My team star, my team behind me. A lot of people don't really know. I have like a team of like 1, 2, 3, I think like 7 or 8 just on Patrick Starr's team. And then on my brand team, I have a whole nother team, a handful of people on that team that really work. And what I love is that I think because I am so insecure, or I am not confident, and I always like want other people's validation, not validation, but always like people's opinion on things, it really makes me census driven. So a individual told me, "Oh, you're very census driven, where you pretty much are a type of person where you get a complete opinion from a whole group of people and then finally make a decision. And I'm like, that's me. I didn't know I was census driven. I didn't know there was a word for that. So, but with that, I'm also really inspired by people's ideas, people's personalities, because also, too, I am an empathetic person. I really feel other people's emotions. I really empathize with stories, with individuals. And I remember when I first started doing meet and greets, it was very different and not draining, but it was very exhausting because I would like feel and hug people's emotions and everything. But that's what really makes me stay driven is feeling other people, reading comments, listening to people, getting inspired by designers or makeup artists, even Peter or Des, who are here with me today producing this podcast. We really just talk about ideas and we always go, what if this happened? We're very much like, what if this happened? And it inspires us to create something bigger than we ever have imagined. And so, in a long answer, people and my team really inspire me. And for those of you listening, I hope that if you have negative people in your life, you guys are able to let go of that toxicity and surround yourself with people that inspire you, that are smarter than you, that do things that you don't do. And I feel like that's what makes a really driven person and brand and business. And that's what I've been surrounded by. And the second question was,
I also want to know, how do you stay strong in tough times, and how do you embrace who you are?
how do I stay strong in tough times? Again, like the people that really support me and champion me. I think the other week I was feeling really, really, really insecure. And I was like, I think I was crying and I was like just really down on myself. And I remember my friend Ronnie, he was like, you know what? You're a bad bitch. You got this. If you guys don't know Ronnie, he's like one of my best friends. He's my makeup artist. I crashed on his couch years ago, which eventually led me to move to LA. And his best friend Steven, who's also a makeup artist. And had it not been for someone like Ronnie to like lift me up and really remind me that I'm a bad bitch, we all need people to remind us that we are great. And it's not that we're seeking validation, it's just to have that comfort around. And I feel like that's why people have resonated with my channel, that have resonated with me, because I try to stay as positive as I can. It's because I'm surrounded by people that really support who I am. And for me to be confident in who I am, it's literally like exercising. You have to exercise your brain and just really train your brain to be confident. You know, when you're like lifting weights and you start off with like 5 or 10 pounds and you go up to 15 pounds and 20 pounds, it's a lot. Like, you're not going to say, I'm a bad bitch, and then feel it overnight. It's not going to grow. Like a muscle, confidence is like a muscle. You really have to work at it and grow with it. And if you guys think about it, you guys may see me confident right now in 2022, but when I started it in 2013, I was not confident. I felt so freaking butt ugly. I had sideburns, I had bad makeup, but you know, I really didn't give a fuck, but I really gave a fuck at the same time. But overgrowing my channel and reading comments and really hateful comments, I developed this muscle of confidence that was mine, that was my own. So individuality and confidence is something that you have to work on. And if you don't have the right environment or the right people around you, it's not going to work. And so I remember even when I started my influencer journey, I let go of 2 friends. And that's what prompted me to move to LA. I don't think I've ever told anybody that, but I felt so insecure. I felt so, I don't want to say backstab. I just didn't feel right in that moment in 2013. And when I finally visited LA, that's where I met influencers and I met people that accepted me for wearing makeup. And I was like, what the fuck? And that's when I started to grow. But as you guys can tell, it's been a little over 8 years that I've started this Patrick Star journey. But being confident and continuing to have this drive and be inspired by really involve people around you. And ironically, on social media, we are not in human connection. We're just social through an app. But I feel like for me, human connection is like the best connection. So I encourage you to make real friends in real life, as much effort as that takes. Like, go to a bar, go to a library, go to a coffee shop, be friends with a cashier. Like, I feel like we just really have been missing that in the whole pandemic. And maybe for some of you listening, your whole life you've been maybe you've been shy or insecure. Maybe you're, LGBTQ plus, and you don't know who will accept you. You never know. And it sounds easier by me saying it, and I know it's a lot of work, but my quote that I started with in this journey was, life opens up when you do. Now, if you are insecure and if you're like wanting to be a part of something bigger than you've ever imagined, it starts with you. And for you to be vulnerable and to take that confidence in training your brain and your mental health to feel loved and to feel confident, that starts today. So I hope you guys are able to take a little piece of that with you. This is so weird, like talking on camera. I'm sitting here. If you guys are watching the YouTube version, I'm not looking at the camera because I'm like so in my head. And even doing this podcast was so hard because me and the team, we were like, we just sit down and talk on a mic? What the fuck? And I was like, that's it. We don't have to pose or do TikToks or make time lapses, or I don't have to do makeup. So that's why it's been really hard, but it's been really rewarding. And I will throw back, by the way, to my first episode. I hope he's not listening. To Manny, because we did have like a falling out in our friendship due to unforeseen circumstances. And when I tell you, doing that first ever episode, I was so caffeinated and so nervous. I wanted to throw up and cry at the same time because I was opening, I think, wounds of such a damaged relationship that we never got closure from, or that maybe I have never got closure from. And to have him as my first guest was so freaking nerve-wracking. But since then, I've been healed. We have been, we text and we reply. It's not the same as when we started, when I started the Patrick Star journey. But I think now that we're both of us are in our 30s, we've really grown to admire and respect each other's businesses. But shout out to that episode. If you guys haven't seen that episode and you guys watch it back, I look freaking crazy. I'm like smiling with both my top and bottom teeth like Demi Lovato, and I am just caffeinated as fuck and like not knowing what to do. Because also, not only was it my first episode, but it was with a person that I had a relationship with, a friendship with, and it was like pretty much uncut, unedited, and we were in a format that we're both unfamiliar with. It's not like we're doing a get ready with me or a vlog. We're sitting and talking on a mic, looking at each other, and I'm like, that's the fucking realest thing that a beauty influencer could do, is just sit and talk. Because for me, doing something was always distracting, but for me to sit here with a mic and be vulnerable was the hardest thing. But I think we got through that episode, and ever since then, I feel like I've gotten more comfortable. And I really want to say thank you to everyone that's like, oh my God, you're a good interviewer. I love the way that you interview and speak. Because I'm so like, I feel like I talk too fucking much sometimes. And I feel like I've learned to be a little bit of a better interviewer in this. But let me know and comment down below if you're watching on YouTube, or send me a DM on what you think my style is, or any critiques. Because I'd love to hear and hear from all of you. But yeah. What's our next question, Des?
Hey Patrick, I had a question for the podcast, and for me, I was just wondering, what are some ways you stay motivated and keep yourself going on those times where you just can't take it anymore? You know what I mean? Like when you're just like exhausted and you feel like you don't have any more to give. How do you find that extra energy to give?
Oh my gosh, I love Josh, by the way. Found out he's also a Broadway baby, just like me and Peter and Paul. Like, we love Broadway. We just saw Wicked last week, by the way. I know Josh sings on his TikTok, and thank you for that question. By the way, if you need more makeup, let me know. I'll send it to you. How do I stay motivated in the times that I'm exhausted? If your phone is at 1%, you better charge your fucking phone. Like, that's what we do with our phone. And like our phones, we should recharge our bodies too. And if your phone is dead, it's dead. If you really think about it, you have to charge yourself. So for me, I think over the pandemic, I've found ways to recharge myself. And I told you guys in the previous question, like finding people that really support and love me. So I'll FaceTime my girlfriends. They really inspire me. I'll vent to my friends. I'll go to the beach. I'll journal. I'll do anything but the thing that is exhausting me. If it's a work day, I will do everything else but work. If it's going to a food, festival in LA or on a Sunday, if it's going outside, if it's going to get drinks with my friends, is it just sitting my fat ass at home and watching RuPaul's Drag Race or watching YouTube and vlogs? Like, I'll do that. I'll like literally be a couch potato and just relax and unwind. And I feel like if your question, Josh, is pertaining to social media, because I do know that you are a student and you want to do social media and everything, remember to have fun. And I did our Beauty Blur Bomb event in New York City last week. And people were asking me like, oh my God, we're so proud. Like, you're a brand founder. You have your own brand. You're an influencer. You've done this and that. What is your advice? I said, you know what? We have to have fun, because I remember when I started YouTube, I would pose until the sun went down and the sun went up, and I would have fun feeling my oats and my berries posing to camera because it was fun. Back then, I would post a picture on Instagram. I would maybe do a Snapchat story, and then I would post a long version on YouTube. It was just 3 apps. Now the apps have multiplied like fucking ants, and you can do live on every app. You can do reels, shorts, TikToks. There's so many ways to post, and I think it's overwhelmed the content creator. And for me, if I think about people like Michaela, who's been a guest here on Say Yes to the Guest, Michaela Nagera, she is on TikTok and Instagram. And that's the only places that I've seen her. And I can tell she works very hard. She's broken down her schedule. If you guys want to listen to her podcast, it's very inspirational. She doesn't have a YouTube. She has TikToks, and I've seen her on live a few times on TikTok, and she posts on Instagram, and she's very widely successful, and I admire someone like her. And also too, I feel like, I resonate with her because I feel like she's having fun. I think for everybody that has been a guest here on this podcast, it's very hard, but everyone has loved what they do. If you think about someone like Jen Atkins, she freaking loves hair, and she like loves building a business. And I think for a content creator, if you're living your social media life for the app, it's not right, because you shouldn't be living for something like an app that wasn't built for you. I think you really authentically have to enjoy what you're doing and really celebrate who you are. A really prime example who needs to be a fucking guest on this podcast is like Bretman. He's doing plants, science projects. He's eating with his sister. He like really loves what he does. Yes, he's a Leo and it's always about him, but he just like fucking loves like what he loves. He'll work out. Like we all know who Bretman Rock is, and he just does what he does. And I think for anyone listening, do what you love. If you gotta cut down on the apps and the posting and that, don't feel like you have to spread yourself thin for every single possible way to post on Instagram and TikTok and Snapchat and YouTube. It's not feasible. It's really not realistic either. But if you're to wake up tomorrow and be a content creator or like do something in your business or your brand, then think about the number one thing that makes you happy about each app. Is it a time-lapse video? Is it editing? Is it, talking? Do that. And I feel like you will really find a sense of joy and purpose when you post. Because for me, I had to take a break because even with our podcast, I was so overwhelmed. I'm already complete with all of my launches for 2022. I'm really proud of that, by the way. But also, too, I have a whole team. I had photo shoots, video shoots, collaborations. I had so much going on, but I loved everything. But it came to a point where I was like exhausting myself, and that wasn't healthy. And for me, having to recharge and really remind yourself to do the things that you love is really important. Josh, if you love singing, you need to post more singing TikToks. If you love Broadways, watch a Broadway on them illegal links. I'm just kidding. Because I know Peter and I, we would watch some Broadways, illegally, because you're not allowed to tape Broadways. But yeah, like, it's just a reminder for everyone listening: do what you love and love what you do. What is our next question? This is kind of a vibe.
Hey Patrick, how are you? I just want to come and say hi and ask you a question that I've been wanted to ask you since a long time ago. How you deal with people's comments, and I mean bad comments.
Thank you for that question. That's from Jazz, right? Thank you, Jazz. For anyone that has any negative comments, if you think about your platform, I have a lot of analogies. Like, think of your platform like a house, and do you want your house to be dirtied by other people? Like, I'm Asian, so if you walk into my house, you take off your fucking shoes. You're not dirtying my house. You come in here with positive energy, and you contribute to the space in a positive way. I remember when I started getting negative comments, I think I retaliated. It was my third ever video, and I like commented back. Someone said, "Who do you think you are?" And then I commented back, "I'm blessed, thank you very much." And that person commented back, "Oh my god, I can't believe you replied." I was like, what the hell? Misery loves company. People just need an outlet to be negative, and at this point, it's water off a duck's back. I just let it. You can't let it bother you, even though it does. Like, do everything in your power to filter them. Think of all the bad words, think of all the possible negative things that people will say to you, and put them and filter them in your apps. On YouTube, I've done that. On Instagram. Fun fact, in 2016, I'm very proud of this moment. I remember the CEO of Instagram and the product development team came. We were at Disneyland in California. We were at VidCon, and they wanted to ask creators, like, oh, like, what do you guys think of the app and stuff? I remember it was like Liza Koshy, Bretman, me, and we were all at Walt Disney's apartment. And I remember they acknowledged me as being one of the most viral creators in 2016, and they asked me, oh, you've been viral with us. Like, is there anything that you'd like to say? I said, yeah, people are giving me death threats. People are saying, go kill yourself. People are putting the like inappropriate emojis, the gun emoji and the vomit emoji, the moon emoji, the pig emoji. It was so fucking hateful, but I was strong, okay? I know not everyone is as strong when it comes to those things. And I remember I was getting like 10,000 comments, 8,000 comments, 20,000 comments, just because when they introduced video, I was going so viral at the time. And I told the Instagram team, I said, I told them to their face, I said, YouTube filters their comments. And what are y'all gonna do about it? Because as a gay man in makeup, I'm getting so many negative comments. And do you feel like, as a creator, does that give me any power and trust in the app? So within the next few weeks, they implemented filtered words on there. And I was like, did I do that? Was I the drama? Was I the impact? And I think that really spoke volumes to them, because here they am, these straight people, men and women, looking at me in a full face of makeup in 2016, and me saying, I'm getting bullied on your app. This is some bullshit. And they really paid attention. But for anyone that has the capability to filter words and negative words, filter them. It's your platform. It's your soapbox. It's your mic. It's your domain. And don't let anyone shit on your domain or step on you, because that's your account that you signed up for with your email, your username, with your password, and it's your duty to protect it. And if you don't have that, again, start to train your brain to like not think about it. Like find the good in life. And for me, having this mindset of seeing the cup half full or the possibilities out there, have fun. You have to have fun. You have to find what inspires you on social media, who inspires you. If there are people that make you feel insecure or like shit, there's a little button on there and you can mute their ass or you can block them and do everything for you. At the end of the day, it's you, it's your platform, it's your app, it's your phone, it's your control. We cannot control how these negative people work, whether they're in a separate country, in a separate zip code, a mile away, a foot away. We have no control. But for you, you have to remind yourself like you are the one in control of your actions and do as much as you can to do that. And for me, I think I'm very good at ignoring people and being unbothered. Being unbothered is a fucking talent. Okay, if you see a hater out there, don't give them any attention. Just let them rot and be basic, and just let them. Don't let them get to you. Don't let them win. Don't let them win because it's not worth your time. And if you think about the output of energy that we have, I'd rather spend my 10% of battery doing good things than spending 10% of my day harping on negative things. And think about that. We all have the same amount of hours in the day. Now, if you think of those haters spreading hate for like an hour when you could be being a bad bitch for an hour, you know, spend your time wisely. And just remember that you're a bad bitch and don't let any haters get to you.
Hey, Patrick Star. My name is Tonga Sablan. I'm hopping on to say yes to the guest. And I'm just, first off, I want to thank you for everything you've shared. Because of you, I've gotten so comfortable with makeup and stuff like that. So thank you. I wanted to just ask quickly, how did you come up with content building on your social medias? Like coming up with like building content and yeah, that's what I wanted to ask.
Thank you for your question. When it came to content back in the day, it was like tutorials. I did some reviews. I would kind of like emulate like favorites. Like remember those monthly favorites from back then, like January favorites, February favorites. I did like maybe a few of those. But what really made me have fun was transformation. And I remember people would be so shocked at like my transformation. And I had fun with it. I love the idea of like putting on a wig or a turban or an outfit, a costume, makeup, and just feeling like a different type of character. That was so fun. A lot of my favorite memorable videos are like my Shrek videos, my genie tutorial, my rainbow drag series. And you know what? If you think about my content as a content creator, I'm not one that does first impressions or reviews. I know a lot of creators out there like love that and want to see like first impressions or reviews, but in reality, I don't have the money or the time or the energy to want to buy new product. If I really fuck with the product, I'm gonna stick with it. If not, I'm gonna return it. So I'm not gonna try to make it work. And I feel like having been a makeup artist for 10 years, like I just love what I love at this point. You know, oh shit, over 10 years. I just love what I love. And I think don't try to fit into a mold or something that you're not. I think if you love being a bad bitch or you love showing people how you get ready, that's like literally what I love. I love showing people how I get ready, like where I'm going. I love doing travel vlogs, showing where I'm at. I loved, doing transformations, celebrity transformations, talking to people, getting to know people. And you'll start to find it. But you know what? You're only going to find what you like content wise if you actually do it. If you actually complete one and you film it, you edit it, you post it. How does it feel? It's almost like making food. Like when you make a food or a new recipe, you taste it. Do you like it? Would you make it again? Is it a part of your like recipe repertoire? You're never gonna really know until you try it. I feel like that's the one thing about doing content. Like I would do vlogs or behind the scenes. I like love those videos. And when I would watch them, I'm like, oh my God, it's like really album diary of like my life, and I get to look back at these things. So think about what you want to do first and then do new types of content and see how you feel and react to it, because at the end of the day, you're going to be the one producing it, you're the one starring in it, you're the one editing it, and does it make you happy? And are you having fun? So if you're not having fun and if the content doesn't make you happy, then there's no point of doing something or a type of content that isn't worth it energy wise. So make sure that you are the most fulfilled, and other people will find you and relate to you and your content.
Hi, Patrick. My name is Carlos, and this question is a little more personal. I just follow you almost like 5 or 7 years ago, and for me is something I always want to asking you because one of the person I always see wearing nails and wearing makeup be a man is you, and me too. I wear nails long. I wear makeup every the time, and I love makeup artists. Be a makeup artist is my dream come true one day. And for me, I want to know, how do you feel to wear nails and wear makeup? Do you never think about it and you want to be a trans woman? Because that is something that made me think sometimes, is because I have like a lot of friends that actually they say you're so girly, you're so feminine, but I don't see you like a boy wearing makeup. I just see you maybe in 3 years more, like do your transition. I mean, right now I feel, my life is good. My mom, my family, everybody accept me who I am. Like a guy wear makeup, I just have a lot of makeup, and that's it. But that is no my go-to right now. Yeah, I want to know your answer. I want to see, and you want one day to be a girl. Thank you so much for inspiration.
Aww. That is a loaded question. And I have felt like I've been swimming like against the grain for so long. Cause yes, I have gotten since I was young that you look like a girl. Do you want to be trans? Like, and yes, we're seeing so many beautiful, confident women, and trans men come forward with their true identity. But for me, I've always like loved being a boy. And that I feel like the only thing when I started doing this in the beginning, I've always felt like the only thing holding me male was my name, Patrick. And I loved it. My mom calls me Patrick. Like, I'm not saying that transitioning isn't wrong. I'm saying that for me, I want to speak on my personal journey. Yes, I have gotten the comments like, "Oh, you're going to transition. You're going to uh want to be trans. Like, you look so fucking fishy. Just do it already." I've gotten everything under the sun about being trans. "Oh, you're such a woman." Like, and when with the idea of drag is like female impersonation. So I understand that there's this fine line of trying to look passable because it is female impersonation and drag. And for me, as a boy wearing makeup, I have resonated with drag more than being trans because drag is performative, it's extra as hell, it's so much makeup. The thing that makes people confused is that I wear makeup in the daytime and drag is more of like a nighttime entertainment kind of job and profession. But I just loved I love being fierce. I love being different with my nails. I love wearing makeup but looking good in the day. And also men just want to look good too. Men are getting their daily haircuts. Men are shaving their face, doing skincare. And I feel like just now we're kind of seeing like this um shift in the in beauty and what beauty means. Um but for anyone out there that is even questioning themselves, I can understand and sympathize that it's very questioning because I have a few friends that have thought about transitioning and haven't just because they feel like beautiful in the things that they love, but still want to be male. And there's nothing wrong with it. I feel like because there's so few of us out there that are like feminine gays that love to be feminine and adorn ourselves in makeup and lashes and beauty. Not a lot of people have been exposed to that. And if it's to remind you, you're one of a kind. The girls that get it, and the ones that don't, don't. And that's okay. I don't want to say I feel guilty. I feel good that I've been a part. See, this is me trying to like be confident in it, that I've been a part of this shift and change, because I have a lot of comments and Filipinos and peers that say, "Oh my God, we're so proud of you. You've done so much being who you are. Like Orlando is proud of you. Filipinos were so proud of you. The gay community, we're proud of what you've done and being visible for us." And I'm like, really? Like, did I really do that? And I didn't mean to. It's not like I came up there and I was like, "I'm a man in fucking makeup and you better accept me." No, I was just doing what the fuck I was doing, okay? And you know what? I happened to do it within the comfort of my four walls with a camera, and it happened to reach millions of people and celebrities. If you feel like you're feminine and male and don't feel like you're trans, then own that for now. And if you want to learn more about the culture, there's YouTube videos, there's so many people out there. But for people that are listening to me, like as of this day today, I don't feel trans. I don't feel female. And I've had a lot of questions about that. And also too, I will say, I was thinking, I was like, in 10 years, am I gonna be transgender? I was even asking myself. And to this day, like, no. That's my question. But I really want to empower you in making sure that you are beautiful in your own unique way, and own who you are, no matter what color of the rainbow, no matter what letter of the alphabet you are. Just know that we are all individually unique and beautiful in our own special way. There is no one else like us. Now, if anyone is telling you to be boy or girl, that's on them. We just need to show them that there are more colors of the rainbow, male and female. There's more. And people just need to understand that. And I feel like that's what I've done on my journey as Patrick Star, being a feminine boy in makeup. So, yeah, I hope that answers your question and hopefully inspire you to own who you are.
Hello, Patrick Star. First off, just want to say love you so much. Second, my question is, how do you break out and make yourself stand out when so many people are makeup artists around the world, especially being a fellow Filipino makeup artist? Thank you.
Thank you, Kat. I feel like with this question, I'm going to answer it in regards to today and the amount of platforms that we are able to show who we are. There's so many platforms. I said it earlier, like we can't spread ourselves too thin. I feel like you have to be consistent. You have to have a voice. And I've talked about personifying beauty and personifying a product. At Mac, when I worked at Mac, they called it having a love mark. When you sell this product, make sure you tell the customer why you love it and how you love it and how you use it. Not just saying that this is an eyeliner, but if you're to say that I've used this on my wedding day and it lasted me through my honeymoon and blah, 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 that is like a love mark. And so that's how we're able to add personality or personify a product. Now, if you are a product, right, and you are the brand, how can you stand out? How can you be unique in your own way? And I feel like a lot of us feel like we have to be servants to the platform. I have to do the Instagram algorithm. I have to do this and that. But I feel like if you have a point of view and you own who you are and you stop worrying about comparing yourself to others, then there's no competition. There's none. When I came on the scene, I knew that there were a lot of talented special effects, makeup artists, and even when I was in the NYX Face Awards back in the day, and even having a brand today, I'm like, how do I compare? I remember hearing this talk from Oprah and her saying, you have to have horse blinders on, like in a race. And I remember from my amazing friend and content creator, Crispy, and I was doing makeup artistry, like a real working makeup artist, and doing influencer. And I said, oh my God, I want to be a celebrity makeup artist and I wanted YouTube. And she sat me down and at lunch, she said, you know what? You're so talented. Do both until one takes over. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to compete. I'm just going to do what I do and just post and post and post and post and post. And people literally just resonated with who I was uniquely. And yes, I have a lot of unique qualities to me. Like, yes, I'm a boy. Yes, I wear a turban. There's a very distinct like look that I give online. But being Filipino and telling my story and culture and showing who you are, like, I think it starts with having no competition. That's the mental state that you have to have. And and just doing what makes you happy. Is it showing you as a makeup artist like your kit? Is it showing cleaning or sanitizing your kit? You have to really stop spreading yourself thin on all the platforms. I think if you focus on like one platform, that's the best. Imagine if you were to focus on just TikTok. Imagine and say fuck Instagram. Who? Who? Will the Instagram gods strike me with lightning right now? You have to really just focus. And if imagine if you just focused and had this hub, and people could just find you in that one hub or two hubs, then it just makes you so like accessible and for people to watch and to see. And like I said earlier, like back then it was just Instagram post pictures, Snapchat for stories, and YouTube for long form videos. That's what it was. And I feel like that was a time and place that worked for me in terms of my growth. Now, if you really think about the certain platforms and what you're willing to produce and produce content for, and how you can stay really engaged, that'll be your unique special formula. Like I said, Michaela earlier, she does TikTok and Instagram. And I think it's wonderful. But most importantly, beyond that, it's how you keep your community engaged. Do you comment back to people? Do you answer your DMs? Do you reply to comments? Yeah, I remember back then I would be on YouTube like an hour after I would upload and just sit there and be engaged and comment. And I miss it. I don't have time for it anymore now, but I feel like just because of my personal life and where I'm at and trying to like not be so in social media, but in order to be to live and to thrive in this world, imagine if you're to be trapped on an island and to survive. Like, how would you survive in that island? Like, if you're to be trapped on social media and you need to survive and you want to keep your persona alive on social media, you have to thrive. You have to comment, you have to talk, you have to be engaged, you have to like other people's comments, be interactive and build a community. That's what it's gonna take to really thrive in a space that is unique. Now, if you think about it, if you're spreading yourself too thin, they're all gonna be really, really weak. So the more you can be more focused with the horse blinders on and really focus and grow your garden of content, you'll be successful. Can I just say, by the way, my skin looks so freaking good right now. If you guys, Peter, can you zoom in more on my face? My skin, if you guys want to see my skin, I'm really shocked right now. I'm gonna move the mic. Like, look at my freaking face. If you guys want to see it on the YouTube channel, check it out. I look sickening, and I'm wearing the Beauty Blur Bomb by One Size. Shameless plug. Yes, it's my podcast. If you guys haven't tried it, it's literally so wonderful that I did my makeup in literally 5 minutes. I have no eyeshadow. I have brows, a little bit of concealer, turn to the base, powder foundation, and this BBB. My skin looks even and healthy. I didn't even set it with a setting spray, but I just want to say I love it. I'm obsessed.
Hi, my name is Melody. And Patrick, where did you find the courage, like, to start your own brand? I mean, your brand is doing so well and it's so successful. Like, how did you start it?
Oh my gosh. So, if you guys don't remember, if you guys don't know, and you guys are new to this podcast, I've been doing YouTube and social media for 8 years. But in 2018, I had launched my first ever collaboration with MAC Cosmetics. They asked me to create 5 internationally available collections by yours truly, Patrick Starr. And I was like, oh my God, this is so great. But me thinking ahead and me being crazy, I wanted to think of the future after this collaboration from the get go. And I was thinking about the future. So I did my whole collab all of 2018. And I was like, oh, what am I going to do 2019? And I was like, oh, I should work on a brand for the end of 2019/2020. I felt like from Mac, I learned a lot of ways to do product development. I learned ways to be ahead of schedule. I remember when we shot our first holiday collection for the end of 2018, we shot it in the end of 2017. So at One Size Beauty now, we work way ahead. Like I said earlier, I am done with 2022. We have amazing freaking launches coming up, but a lot of that prepped me. A lot of what I do today prepped me from my experience at Mac. I'm not trying to fucking brag, but at that time, I don't think even to this day there has been a bigger collaboration than with Mac Cosmetics. Like for me to have curated and create 5 collections available in every single Mac internationally was mind blowing for me. I loved it so much. I was like, I feel like I need my own. I need my own thing. And I was like, what do I do? Like, how do I go bigger than Mac? How do I go bigger and above and beyond what I did at Mac? And if you guys don't remember, I did music videos. I created products. I directed all the campaigns with Peter and Fabian and Des, like the whole team. We did it all together, small and mighty. And then I was like, I'm going to do it. So then I did it. I started my own brand. It was called Pogi at the time, Pogi. And if you're Filipino, you know, Pogi means cute boy or handsome boy. So if you see a cute boy on the street, I Pogi. He's so cute. I started that. I had to put thousands of dollars into that brand. I caught the attention of my amazing partners now. And they were like, we want to make you a big brand with you. I believe in 2018, in the middle of my Mac collaboration. And I was like, I'm already starting my own brand. And they're like, but we can make it even bigger. And I was like, what? And if you know, like a lot of indie brands are self-funded. And so for me to have had this partnership and to have investors from day one, dream. I think all the hard work that I put into Mac showed my partners today how much work I put into my own brand. And if you guys didn't know, when I did my own Mac collaboration, I literally spent my own money doing the music videos and campaigns, and I really wanted to throw up because like in a nauseous way, because I was spending my own money. And I learned, looking back, that was investing in myself and taking risk. Huge risk. And I asked my parents, I'm like, what do you think of these risks that I'm taking? I asked them, I think earlier this year, I said, what would you have thought of me taking these risks? And they were like, we would have said no. We would have said don't do it. Sayang ng kwarta. It's a waste of money. In Tagalog, like that's a waste of money. And I really bet on myself. I really did a big bet on myself when I was creating that. If you guys don't remember, I did a music video called Got the Glam in my 3rd Mac collection. And then I did a music video called Don't in my 4th Mac collection. And both of those music videos were over $100,000 each. And if you think about $200,000 worth of money being spent on yourself, I wanted to... I'm choking just even talking about it right now. Influencers, if you're listening, imagine that I could have bought a house by now, but I really took a bet on myself, and that bet really caught the eyes of my partners, and we started the brand called One Size. And if you look on the very back of all our products, it says Pogi LLC. So it's kind of like a little nod to like what I originally started as like the original brand. But because there was different brands named Pogi in all over the world outside of the US, and knowing that we wanted to create something special, we said we cannot call it Pogi. We're going to call it something else. And I was like, what do we call it? And we had really done a lot of soul searching and deep dives. And my mantra was makeup is a one size fits all. And a team member was like, what about one size? And I was like, I think that's it. I think that's the brand name. Even our logo, I had worked with an amazing design team by my friend Sam. His business is called Established. They're a creative design agency that I work with. I told him, I was like, I want a logo that looks like me. Chubby, thick, fierce, gay. And he was like, all right, I got it. So they came back to me and we looked at so many logos and different versions. When you look at the one size logo now, it's an O/an S. And the O is like, looks like a bubble chrome pink balloon or red balloon. And I was like, that's me. It's chrome, it's chubby, it's thick, it's colorful, it's reflective, it's me. And so from that point on, one size and the mantra makeup is a one size fits all, and the logo and also the colors is so symbolic of who I am as a person. And at first my brand looked like UCF, the University of Central Florida. It was giving nights, it was giving white, black, and gold. It looked like as if IKEA created a makeup line with a touch of gold. And I was like, what the fuck is this? If I could show you what the brand originally looked like, it looked crazy. And I was like, this isn't who I am. This isn't me. And I remember I was sitting on my bed and I was like, I need a color. I need a fucking color. I need something that represents me. And I was like, okay, orange. No. Yellow. Green. And I was like, red. And I was like, okay, what does red mean to me? Red means love. Red is the first color of the rainbow. Red is bold. Red bottom shoes. You could take a step with confidence in red. And I was like, I think red is the color. And I was like, what about another color that represents love, self-love, love for each other, love for who you are? And I was like, pink. We're going to be fucking Valentine's all year round, bitch. We got it. Red and pink is our brand. And then beyond that, we had to find the exact fucking Pantone in a Pantone book of what color red we were. Because there's so many reds out there. There's so many pinks out there. So we found the perfect combination of red and pink that represents one size as it stands today. Yeah, that's pretty much how we started. And we launched with Go Off and everything. If you guys want, like, let me know on Instagram or here on YouTube if you guys want to hear like a whole brand development journey of like what it takes to run a successful business. I could talk for like another hour or two about the teams that we have, the amount of time that it takes, the product development process and what that's like. If you guys want to hear that, let me know. But that's how we started. And ever since then, I've learned so much above being an influencer. And if you're an influencer aspiring to have a brand, it takes so much time. And I think having birthed One Size in 2020, I feel like I've had a baby and my baby is now just walking and talking on its own. Like we started it in all stores Sephora. So that was like already a mindfuck to begin with. And when I met the CEO of Sephora, Jean-Andre, at Sephora, I remember going up to him when I signed my agreement to be carried in all Sephoras. He came up to me and he said, Patrick, we are so excited to have you at Sephora. It's so amazing. He's French, part of my French accent. He was like, I will make you global like Rihanna. I wanted to shit on a brick like when he said that. And I was like, I don't know. And again, it's this imposter syndrome. I was like, does this man really want my brand to be in all Sephoras? Like, is that possible? This is pre-pandemic, by the way. And he said global. And I was like, are you serious? Is this even a thing? Is this possible? I've blinked and we're all over every single Sephora in the US and Canada, in North America. And we're in 7 countries in Southeast Asia. I hope like all the questions that you guys heard today and all the answers give a little bit of inspiration to all of you to own who you are, have fun, exercise your mindset to be in a happier, more positive mental space, regardless of what people want to call you, whether they call you a trans wannabe or something that you're not. Then remind yourself to filter out everything that isn't for you or that makes you all the noise, makes your thoughts cloudy. And I really believe in letting go. I believe in like a clear mindset. I believe in taking risk, betting on yourself, and really being who you are on your terms. And I feel like that's what I've done as Patrick Star in the past like 8 years of doing this, because once upon a time, even my parents didn't understand. And that's a whole nother podcast too. They're my number one fans today, but it wasn't always easy. Even family won't understand all the time. But there was a period of my life where I kind of had to grow on my own and really feed myself on being Patrick Star. And I'm very fortunate to have my parents, but I think had I listened to them every single step of the way, I don't know if I would be as confident and as unique as I am today. And I don't know where that came from. I think it was just simple willpower and faith in myself and in the bigger power that exists. Success is something that I'm very proud of as Patrick Star. I have to practice saying I'm proud of myself. You guys should be proud by even taking the time to either ask questions or listen to this to want to better yourself. And I hope you guys in 2022 and today moving forward are inspired to own who the fuck you are. Like, I believe that everyone is a bad bitch and there's a CEO and there's an entrepreneur in all of us. You just got to be surrounded by those types of people. And you're not going to learn that if you don't go outside of your little bubble and really learn and you're surrounded by. Even me going from Orlando, Florida in a little Filipino house all the way to Los Angeles where Hollywood and fame and fortune is, I don't think I would have learned what else was out there had I not gone to LA and be surrounded by creatives like my own team and creators around me. So if you want to continue learning from this podcast or through other guests, let me know who else you guys want to see. Remind yourself that you're a bad bitch. You are special. You're unique in your own way. And this podcast was really fun. I really thank you guys. And I don't really get to sit down and really say thank you, but honestly, thank you so much. And one person that I learned from was Jen Atkin on this podcast. When she sat here and she looked at me and she said, gratitude. I practice gratitude every morning and every night, and I'm very thankful for everything that I have. And so if I'm to sit here and take advice from someone like her, an amazing entrepreneur, founder of Way and the Dyson blow dryer that we all know and love, is to be grateful for the things around you, good and bad. If the bad things don't happen to us, how are we going to know that there is bad out there? So for any experience in your life, just know that every experience is a page in your book, in your life. And all we just got to do is live our life and turn the page and live a better day, a better and brighter day. So thank you guys so much for listening on this podcast. Thank you guys for watching me and loving me. If you guys want to hear more podcasts like this, if you guys hate it, let me know if you fucking hate it. If you love it, let me know you fucking love it. Follow us on Instagram, watch us on YouTube, comment down below if you're watching on YouTube, listen to us, share this podcast for someone who may need to hear it and be inspired today. But again, I love you. I thank you. Say yes to everyone in your life because you are successful. And I hope to hear from you guys next time. Love you guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Say Yes to the Guest. Make sure you subscribe to this podcast and follow at Say Yes to the Guest on all social platforms. Remember, you are successful. Now go out and be the bad bitch you truly are. Can't wait to chat with you next time. Bye.